Good morning, I'm Kofi Mensah and this is Chale.news for Tuesday, July 8th. We have a lot to get through today. The US has struck Iran and the Strait of Hormuz is in crisis. That one lands right at our fuel pumps. Back home, 3 million Ghanaian children are learning under trees. And COCOBOD broke its own promise to farmers. Let's go. Overnight, the United States launched military strikes on Iran. This after 3 commercial tankers, including vessels from Qatar and Saudi Arabia, were attacked in the Strait of Hormuz within a single 24-hour window. That waterway moves about 20% of the world's oil. A sustained disruption doesn't stay in the Middle East. It reaches our pumps and puts serious pressure back on the Cedi. This story keeps developing and we're watching the economic fallout closely. Full breakdown on chale.news. COCOBOD's own spokesperson publicly promised farmers the 6 billion Ghanaian Cedi debt would be almost entirely settled by end of June. June came and went. 3.4 billion Ghanaian Cedi, more than half, is still unpaid. These are farmers. Their livelihoods don't wait for bureaucratic timelines. The 2025 Auditor-General report has put a number to something we've always known was bad. 10,730 public basic schools have no classroom blocks. Over 3 million children are learning under trees, in sheds, in makeshift shelters, across 13 of our 16 regions. 13 of 16. Successive governments, get fund programs, years of promises. And this is where we are. Let that sink in. The Aludiba case is getting sharper. NPP's Pius Hadzide has come out swinging against the government, saying former NAFCO CEO Hanan Aludiba held a valid court order to travel for medical treatment when he was detained at the airport. Hadzide called it callous and wicked, a sign of democratic regression. A habeas corpus hearing is set for July 10th. Meanwhile in court, calls are growing for an independent probe into Ghana's Black Maria police unit after a GBA official publicly named a senior officer at the memorial service for 3 murdered High Court judges. Security expert Emmanuel Cotin says the allegations are serious, but need to go through proper channels. CHRAJ, not a podium. This comes the same week 8 officers were interdicted over the Sefwi Sayerano shooting. In that Sefwi Sayerano incident, 8 police officers have now been pulled off duty following the July 7th shooting that killed 2 people and injured 3 others. The Inspector General of Police has ordered a full Professional Standards Bureau investigation. The Big Push infrastructure program had a fanfare sod cutting in North Dai 5 months ago. Today, contractors have abandoned the site. Unfinished excavations are flooding homes. Children have fallen into open pits. 1 resident has been displaced entirely. A program that was supposed to build something is actively destroying lives. Some economic breathing room. The Bank of Ghana injected $2.01 billion into the forex market in June. Its largest single-month intervention this year, and PwC Ghana says it's working. Country senior partner Vish Ashiagbo projects the Cedi will hold steady with no major swings expected. Now keep that next to the Iran story, because a prolonged Hormuz disruption could undo that stability fast. There's more good news on the economic front, tentatively. Inflation hit 5.3% in June after 3 straight months of increases, but Databank research is projecting a pullback in July, potentially down to 4.6%. Better food supply, easing fuel prices, a steadier Cedi, first relief in a while if it holds. GES has banned all graduation ceremonies in pre-tertiary schools, effective immediately. And private school operators say nobody consulted them. Economist Professor Peter Corti isn't impressed, calling it a knee-jerk reaction that punishes schools without addressing the real problem. He wants clear guidelines, not a blanket ban. Full analysis on chale.news. Kumasi police have arrested 44 people in a bust targeting a drug network selling cannabis hidden inside toffee sweets, literally branded wee toffee, to university students. Tramadol and illegal gambling machines were also recovered. The concern now, the same product reaching children. Gender Minister Dr. Agnes Momolate had a stark message at a national conference yesterday. Slow court processes are making child traffickers bolder and silencing victims. She's calling on all arms of government to fast-track exploitation and trafficking cases. This is a policy call that deserves a serious answer. Africa is out of the World Cup, completely. Egypt lost 3-2 to Argentina in the round of 16, and coach Hossam Hassan is claiming FIFA scripted the result. No African team remains in the quarter-finals. The rigging accusation is explosive. Whether it holds up is another matter entirely. The GFA is denying viral claims that its officials take a cut of players' national team bonuses, calling the allegations completely fabricated, and says lawyers are reviewing for potential legal action. They also clarified player selection is the head coach's call, full stop. We end with a loss. Sharon Padiki, Ghana's only Guinness World Record holder in the visual arts, has died at 50. She earned that record in 2025 for the largest leaf print painting in the world. Gone too soon. Rest well. That's your July 8th morning digest. A heavy day of news. Charlie, stay informed. Every story we covered today has a full report waiting at chale.news. See you next bulletin.